California grown. Yeah, yeah. California grown. Just me and the boys doing all we know. Yeah, there's nothing quite like this place that I call home. California grown. Yeah, yeah. California grown.
Welcome to another edition of the Highlands Sports Roundtable. John Cassidy.
Yep.
Mr. Gary Gelfand.
Good to see you.
Scott Marsh.
Jason.
And who's that down in the end there?
Woo!
He's here. Yes,
Franklin
indeed.
Edwards.
Yes, indeed.
And what does the hat say, Scotty?
It says City of Brotherly Love.
Yes.
Wow.
That must be Philly.
And then look at those shoulders. Look at that back. Look at that back on that guy. Carried Dr. J to that NBA
Yes, he did.
championship.
Yes.
Dude,
yes.
he gave me a big hug when I walked in, which was kind of
Unbelievable.
strange, but it was awesome. And he's,
So-
he's still got it going
He's
on.
in the Harlem Hall of Fame, ladies and gentlemen. Rucker Park legend
Yes.
for you basketball aficionados. Who was on that team that you took to the championship there in Philly?
Julius Erving,
Ooh.
Moses Malone.
Yes,
boy.
Mo.
You know, bit players like that. Those guys didn't really do much.
They weren't bad. Who else? There was
Maurice
Andrew
Cheeks,
Toney.
Bobby Jones, Andrew Toney,
Mo Cheeks?
Mo Cheeks.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Andrew Toney,
But this
Mo
hat
Cheeks.
is to honor
Yeah.
Pat Williams.
Pat Williams. Yes.
We lost Pat Williams. Pat Williams was the guy who drafted me, and he was the architect of our championship team. And he was supposed to be the architect of another championship team down in Orlando.
Correct.
With Shaq and Penny.
Correct.
So great. We
An
lost a great
absolute
man.
executive legend in the
Yes.
NBA. I
Yes,
mean,
he
one of
is.
the top 5 of all time. Auerbach,
Yeah.
Williams.
Yes.
I mean, the guy was absolute genius.
And Pat Williams gave me my first scouting job.
Wow.
With the Orlando Magic.
Wow.
So,
How about that, man?
I mean, this
wow.
guy.
Yeah,
Pat
that
Williams-
Shaq guy worked out okay.
Yes, he did.
Whoever scouted Shaq, Scotty, I think had it right.
He saw some talent. So let me get this right. Harold's walked out. He's got contract issues. So I just say we keep Franklin full
Well, we
time.
are going to talk about the Ayuik contract issue. Might as well throw Harold right into the
Yeah,
bus,
I
too.
was shocked that Harold was holding out.
I
Yeah.
think so,
That's
Franklin. don't
amazing.
you? Yeah,
Shocking.
no free rides for Mr. Presley.
Presley has always been a headache. He's always been a problem when it comes to contracts. Always been a problem.
Such a mean dude.
So the first time I ever met Franklin, I'll share this story, was kind of very quickly, because he won't remember barely, but he was playing for the Los Angeles Clippers versus the Sacramento Kings, and that game was actually held at Yuba College, where the Kings first trained.
Oh, that's right, with
their
training camp.
first 2 preseasons. And then the next year in preseason, what team, Mr. Edwards, were you associated
with
with?
the Sacramento Kings.
You were on the Sacramento Kings.
That's right.
That's
Oh,
correct.
yes,
And that's
indeed.
where you met Harold and became a NorCal legend with the Sacramento region.
That's going deep
Mr.
into the
Edwards.
grab bag, Johnny. Deep.
That's good. Oh,
Now
yeah.
you know the rest of the
Now you know the rest of the story. Speaking of the rest of the
Legends.
story,
Yes.
no Louis Oosthuizen, no Rory, no Scheffler.
Did anybody get it right?
I don't think anybody got it right.
No. Yeah, I kind of blew it when I went with Rory at the last second. Wow, that was no good.
I did
Who
have
did you
I did have Xander on the sheet
Okay.
last week, though, during the show on the outline. I did have Schauffele
right.
on the
Ooh,
sheet.
that's
Who did you pick? You remember?
I don't even remember, but it wasn't Shoffley. But
Yeah.
you know, Shoffley's
I
become.
think you picked Rory. I think you picked Rory.
I don't know. I think Gary was.
I went with
was
Rory
on
the
that
last
one,
one.
yeah.
I'm not owning
Yeah.
that one.
No.
But I would say Shoffley is Scheffler with a putter. That's the difference, right?
It wasn't
Yes.
that, yeah.
No, I mean Shoffley almost is as consistent as Scheffler now, and he's a better putter, a much better putter.
Got it.
It was amazing watching that, you know? Oh my goodness.
It was a challenging week of weather, too.
Yeah,
It was tough.
No, it was. Yeah, I mean, it's just, that course is just amazing.
Yeah.
And watching them play
So
it
much fun.
in the in the elements and all that good stuff. And then here comes Schauffele. That's 2 majors in 1 year.
Yeah, he's player.
Guys
of the
got it
year
going
now.
on.
I mean, Scheffler's won 6 tournaments, but Shoffley's player of the year with 2 majors.
I got to think he's right. That's going to be an interesting decision. What do you think there, Franklin, Mr. City of Brotherly Love? Come on.
Mr. Two Handicapper.
Yes.
I think it's interesting because we always talk about grueling sports.
Yeah.
But we don't put golf in that category.
It is grueling.
And golf is grueling.
Oh,
golf
man.
is a grueling sport. And you really see it at these majors and during the course of the season.
Well, especially
Grueling sport.
on the British courses, because
Yes.
you get the weather, the
Yes.
wind, you're on the coastline like that. It gets a little crazy, and yeah, don't miss the fairway at Troon. I guess is
No.
the motto.
If you can see it to begin with,
Some of those scores.
can't even find the fairway, let alone try and hit it.
I think Rory was 12 over after 2
Oh
rounds.
my
right?
God, yeah. And Tiger, yeah, he was out of there. He was well too. But
Wait,
speaking
Tiger was your pick.
Tiger.
No, I did.
Yes, you said Tiger.
I remember. I waited. I go, hold on. You go, come on, Gary, let's go. I'm going
No.
with Rory. It doesn't matter. Either one I went with. I think Rory finished
No,
one stroke ahead
they
of
were
Tiger.
both terrible picks. We'll
Yeah,
agree with
it
that.
was
But
a
I
bad
want
pick.
Kirk the replay last week.
Yeah, he could pull that
And
up.
what about Shane Lowry? I mean, leads for 2 rounds
yeah.
and then just kind of couldn't quite hang on.
No, I know. I thought at that point, wow, he's going to get this thing
And he's
going.
a
But his
great
third round, he shoots, I think it was a 75 or 77,
Yeah.
which was kind of shocking. And his swings were, I'm like, oh my gosh, he sliced that one into the stands.
Yeah.
But he didn't have enough to make the run, and you can't because the hot guy was Xander.
And how about this, Frank? Justin Rose has to go through local qualifying to get in the British Open, which seems crazy to me, and finishes second.
How about that?
Incredible. And he was a story when he first hit the scene as, what was he, 19 or something as an amateur?
Yeah.
And finished like third or fourth. And
Exactly.
I mean, he's had a storied career and a great career, but the fact that guy had to go through local qualifying in Britain to
that's
get
amazing. Going back to tough conditions real quick, I just have a sidetrack story that I want to share.
Yeah.
Too bad I'm going to share it. It's tough out there, but don't play at Dark Horse in Auburn when it's 105 out.
Little bit of a long
and
day.
the course is soaking wet. It was so humid on that course. I'm not kidding you. After 12 holes, I almost had to bow out. I had 2 bottles of water I poured over my head, but I made it through.
So you didn't go to the health club that day?
No, I had nothing left in me. I had 4 bottles of water, 2 Gatorades, and that's all I had. But played out there with our good buddy Mario.
I love
from Mario's Early Toast. That was a lot of fun.
Mario's Early Toast.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
With Rory's performance.
Yeah.
Did that last tournament affect his performance in this tournament?
I think there's a lot of things affecting Rory right now.
That's the question. Interesting question. I tell you what, he didn't help himself.
Yeah.
No,
he
good
didn't.
call. We'll see what happens with him the rest of the season, and next season. Okay. Speaking of challenging, Giants, San Francisco Giants, obviously the big major league team, in the Bay Area, Sacramento. River Cats are their AAA affiliate. Very challenging season on the brink, I might throw out there. And just Farhan, first of all, who's running the baseball operations, does he survive? I don't think he survives this weekend. I'm going to predict it.
Ooh. Wow. Ooh.
Dodgers, they go in and they lose 2 games down there. They lost 2 out of 3.
But you knew they were going to lose to the Dodgers.
Yeah, but the way they lost, and then 2 out of 3 to Colorado, and Colorado coming out of the break when you need it.
Right.
It doesn't seem they're playing for him.
Yeah. Well, they're making just some bad mistakes, right?
Yeah.
They're making some real bad mistakes. Now, Snell is pitching better. You said that
no
before.
doubt.
He's been pretty good. So the starting pitching is actually intact.
But you got to extend him or trade him because you're going to get nothing out of him.
That's true. You're right about that. Yep.
Yep. I mean, Frank, you played college baseball. You could have played baseball at the major league. I mean, what is the Giants' deal? Is it they're in between being a young team, trying to figure it out, and holding on to some guys just trying to make the playoffs? Where do they go from here?
I would say that's a good call, but with young teams, once you don't get off to a good start, it becomes tougher and tougher to get rolling. And I think that's what we're seeing with the Giants.
Yeah. Well,
young team.
Yeah, I think you're seeing Dusty's influence and also Will Clark. Will Clark was a big Tyler, not Anderson, Tyler.
Richardson?
No, come on, I got him right here. Let me get it right. Tyler Fitzgerald.
There we go,
Yeah, one of those guys.
That's
Anyway, Tyler Fitzgerald,
Couldn't help you.
5 home runs in a row, 5
Yes.
games in a row, ties Willie Mays and Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
And they couldn't, Farhan wouldn't let him stick, wouldn't let him come up and stay, and Will Clark's been pushing him for 2 years. So there's some stuff going on internally with the Giants, I think, that's going to break loose here pretty quick.
Well, I like when, if your manager's getting thrown out with just the starting lineups.
Yeah, little things are
That
going.
was awesome.
Wasn't that cool, man?
Yeah.
That's like old school days,
It
right?
is.
With Billy Martin, he comes out there. I was
Way
like,
back,
what?
yeah.
Like, what happened? I had to see the highlight of that. He came out, he just argued, well, you're gone already. Game hasn't even started.
Yeah, but I don't. And Frank,
Melvin out.
I don't think Bob Melvin needs to be hung with this. I mean, this is his first year. I think he's doing what he can with what he had. He's got a lot of injuries. I think this is the structure of the roster.
And anytime you come into a new situation, it takes time. Unfortunately, we live in a sports era now where
There is
time
no
isn't
time.
given.
No, we need it
Time
now.
isn't
We
given.
need it now.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well,
Yeah.
it's,
right.
they're going to be an interesting franchise to watch, and obviously they're NorCal's dominant MLB team. So Robbie Ray coming back this week. We'll see what he adds. Like you said, Snell's looking good.
Yeah.
But they're 6 games under 500 after 2 losses to the Dodgers. So we'll see. Okay, the A's in Sacramento. What's the latest? Is the field going to be okay? Is this all going to work out with them playing there along with the River Cats?
Well, that's the direction
The
it's
next 3
going.
years?
I know they're putting in artificial turf there. It'll be interesting to see how that works, right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, all things are go ahead right now for the A's in Sacramento. I mean, they've released the schedule, right? So opening day, March 27th, the Cubbies
I
are
was
in
going to
town.
say, I thought they were
Cubbies.
going to play the Cubs. So remember I was
Cubbies,
saying,
There you go.
Yeah, I was saying the cool thing about it is you get to see teams like the Yankees come through, the Cubs, the Red Sox, so they're going to launch it with the Cubs.
We know where Gary will be.
You guys got to go to that game, right?
Oh, I'm
we'll
coming.
got to go to that.
Well, maybe we'll do the show there. We'll figure that one. That's
How do the four of us throw the first pitch out? How do we get that?
That would be great. Let's get that arranged. That's going to be
happen,
a huge game.
I think so. It's going to be great. And the Cubs probably are going to lose. They better not, though.
Crazy. I mean, I don't know, man. Major league players playing on artificial turf, Frank.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just going to be hot.
That's
I mean,
tough.
think about a
That
day
is
like
tough.
today on the artificial turf. It's going to be 120, 130 out there.
What do you think, Frank?
I think it's a great idea until a player gets hurt and the lawsuits start.
Oh, there you go.
It's like the Astrodome, right?
There
that
you
was
go.
the last time they were playing the
Yes.
Astros in the Astrodome.
We'll see what happens. Okay, well, we're going to the hot topic of the week. Mike Roessler's with us again, and this is going to be a fun hot topic.
Ooh, what is it?
Today's hot topic is the Olympic Games. They have started, and I want to know what events you look forward to watching. I look forward to watching swimming, and I look forward to watching track and field, anything with some competition. I'm not looking forward to basketball, to be honest with you, and I like gymnastics too. So what Olympic events do you like to watch?
Wow. The Olympics.
Yeah.
Coming up Friday,
Yes.
the
Bring it.
26th was when the ceremony took place, which is, pretty awesome this week. Here we go. The
Boats
Olympics.
down the Seine.
Yes.
Oui, Jean-Jean
Yes.
Down on
We will
Paris.
be as Jean-Jean. I don't know what I'm saying, but
Beautiful
it's going to be
Paris.
awesome in
Beautiful
Paris.
Paris. Yeah.
Right?
So Mike Roessler wants to know.
Okay.
Frank, I'm starting with you. What are
Okay.
you most looking forward to in the Olympics this year? Because you love all sports.
Volleyball?
Really?
Yeah, volleyball's
So
cool.
a beach volleyball
Nice.
Either one.
Either one,
Either
okay.
one.
Okay.
Table tennis.
or table tennis?
Oh, I like table tennis.
And this is going to surprise you. Badminton.
Yes. I was
love
going to say
I
badminton.
love to watch badminton.
And our good friend Jim Kozemar's calling badminton.
Kosemar
is
is
he doing
calling
it again?
Yeah, our
Yes,
good
it's
friend
his
Jim
sixth-
Kosemar,
sixth
Sacramento
Olympics.
War.
That's right. He does that every year, doesn't he?
Yes. Oh, he's all
Every
fired
4
up.
years.
I like
Every
it.
4 years. Yes.
Yes.
That's interesting. All right, I'm gonna. Boy, I tell you what, I don't know. It seems like track and field,
Right.
swimming, gymnastics,
So many
track.
now.
There's
Oh,
those
so
are
many.
always
Wow.
kind of the traditional.
The
marathon.
greatest event in sports is the 100 meter, the men's 100
Oh,
meter.
yeah.
Best.
Yes.
No question.
And Mo Green just had a birthday. I think he just turned 50 years old. They,
Okay.
they showed that clip again when he.
Well,
when
he's not running, is he?
He's not running, but they showed that clip when he ran. And he took his shoes off, and then they were on fire, and they put him out with a fire extinguisher. I like that. I like track and field, which is good. But I'm looking forward to a little skateboarding, because I'm kind of hip. I mean,
interesting.
I can drop in, and
Okay,
I can.
so is anybody going to be watching sport climbing,
Ride the
artistic
coping?
swimming, skateboarding?
Yes, I'm going to do skateboarding. I
You
want
are
to.
gonna watch
I just want to see that.
Canoeing.
Nah.
Taekwondo. How about Taekwondo?
So
Are you
everybody-
going to
used to-
watch the basketball
Judo.
or the 3-on-3?
I'll probably watch both of those. 3-on-3 is actually a great sport. We
Yeah.
all grew up playing it.
Right.
And I think that it's really caught on, especially as an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
There's no pickleball in the Olympics.
There will be soon.
I got to think so with its growth.
We didn't mention golf.
And golf, right?
Yeah, it's
Golf.
hard to- yeah. I just kind of want to get into that, I guess, right?
And then Andy Murray, tennis, the final
Yep. Absolutely.
his career.
Yep.
Opening ceremonies. You guys going to watch it? I'm just
Oh,
curious.
absolutely. What do you think about LeBron being the flag bearer for
Hey,
the U.S.?
he's an incredible athlete in an incredible country, and I think if you get that honor, you got to take it, right, Frank?
Yes,
I mean,
yes, indeed. You got to take it. Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
no choice.
I mean, Muhammad Ali had that, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
He's the
I mean,
one
you
who
gotta take
lit,
it.
he lit the
Oh, he lit the torch.
He lit the torch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
right.
Yeah,
That's
but
right.
some people were saying it should be a quote unquote true Olympian, somebody who comes from maybe not as much notoriety. He's been training his whole life for this.
More than
I
amateur.
think LeBron fits personally.
Oh, yeah.
I think it makes sense. But
Yeah. Okay, so a couple of items to touch on. There's some incredible ex-Olympians from the Sacramento region. Evelyn Ashford, 100-meter star
Roseville.
and relay. Pardon?
You're right.
from Roseville.
From Roseville.
Right.
Eric Heiden, five-time.
Yeah.
Eric Heiden.
Five-time
Eric
gold
Heiden.
medalist speed
Now,
skater.
he's not from here, but he was a
lived here for
doctor
a
here.
long
Yes,
time. Yeah.
he was a
Right.
former
Yep.
doctor for the Sacramento Monarchs.
Yep. Debbie Meyer.
Yes.
You got Summer Sanders in here?
Summer Sanders
Yeah,
is here
yeah.
with the Roseville Swim Center there.
Absolutely.
Mark Spitz,
Yes.
Modesto
Oh,
native.
wow.
Yes.
7.
Who's
Predicted
better,
to 7.
Spitz or Phelps?
I'd rather have Spitz. Stacy Dragila, Auburn's finest, but Yuba College.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
That's going
and,
old school.
yeah, pole vault extraordinaire. Billy Mills, who was on the cover of the Wheaties box.
Yeah.
Indian
Right.
heritage and amazing story.
John Belushi was on the cover, too,
10,000
eating those
meter
mini
win.
donuts. John Belushi.
Yeah, I remember that one.
What Olympic event did he win?
That was pretty good.
And he was smoking a cigarette, too.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Okay, USA basketball guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 point win over the behemoths the monsters in Sudan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sudan South. Sudan
South Sudan.
South
That is
Sudan.
correct.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
So was
right.
that, why did that happen, Frank? Any idea there?
Well,
1 point
you know,
win?
the bottom line is the world is caught up.
Good call.
I mean, the gap that existed doesn't exist anymore. You have academies in all of these countries.
Yep.
These kids are learning at a young age, and what you're going to see is more and more close games in the Olympics.
Yep.
Are you sure that the world's caught? I mean, the world has caught up, Franklin. But do you think that they also don't? I mean, they care, but I don't think there's that much incentive anymore. I don't think they care as much. They want to win, but they're already established. They got millions and millions of dollars. They've got everything. There might even be some that already have gold on that team. And I don't think it means what it meant a long time ago, especially for amateurs when they're playing.
I'm going to jump in. I don't think that's the case. I think it's a different game, right?
Yeah.
And their training camp is 3 weeks, right? So
Yeah.
even though they're great players, they're still getting used to each other,
Right.
right? These other teams have played together for years. So I think that's
Years,
part of it also. And if you look at the roster, I mean, LeBron's 40, Steph's 35.
Right.
Embiid is not really in shape to play, still coming off injury.
Yeah.
So it's who they've selected.
Correct.
To some
Good point.
extent,
Now,
right?
Frank, interestingly, there are only when the Dream Team, the best basketball team in the
Yes.
history of
Agreed.
anywhere, anytime for NBA, Olympics, whatever.
Right.
That team was incredible. There were only 9 other NBA players that were not on that team and on other countries' teams in the Olympics when they won it all. There are 61 NBA players playing in the Olympics that are not on the U.S. team. That's pretty amazing.
I mean, it's an amazing stat, but I also think that, as I was saying earlier, you know, you have so many countries where high-level basketball is being taught
Sure.
and
Yep.
B played. So, you know, by the time the Olympics come, I mean, Gary made a point as far as, you know, teams playing together for years.
Yep.
Listen, that makes a difference.
It does.
It makes a big difference.
It does. And who would you take if they had a Team Europe versus a Team USA, and you took both teams and they were playing
tell you
forever
what, it's a
together?
toss-up.
Who would
I
win
think
that?
it's a
I'd like to
toss-up.
see that.
I think it's a toss-up. I'd
Yeah.
like to see that as the All-Star game.
Well, what
I
was
would
fun?
too.
That's
What
a
was
good
fun
call.
was the WNBA All-Star game, right? So the WNBA All-Stars going against the national
Who beat
team,
the national
and they
team.
beat the national
Beat the
team,
national
which is
team.
amazing.
Yes.
And Caitlin Clark was good. Reese was phenomenal. I mean, it was cool. They were playing together. But so what does that say?
You know
amazing.
what's great
That's a better
about-
team.
you know
That's
what's
why
great
they
about-
play the game. That's
You
why
know-
they play the game.
You know what's great about sports?
Yeah.
Is a month ago, everybody was worried about Caitlin Clark. Has she shut everybody up or what?
I think she shut everybody up.
Yeah.
I love
She's
it.
amazing.
I love it.
All right, real quick, 30 seconds left. Kings sign backup center Orlando Robinson. A little bit of NBA news there this week, and Boogie Ellis out of the G League. Does he help the Kings? What do you
He
guys
can play. He can play. He's a shooter out of USC.
fearless.
Bronny got all the attention. Boogie Ellis was the much better player.
Yeah.
Phenomenal name, that's for
So,
sure.
Actually,
yeah, I love
great
the
NBA name.
Boogie Nights.
What
and
do
you
you
got
think,
the Ellis
Frank?
brothers.
Think he can help?
Right.
I'll say this: every year, rosters have guys that we don't think
Good call.
going to play in the NBA.
Great call.
He could be one.
Great call.
He could
If
be
he's
a
there,
good
wouldn't it be
one,
great? And then you got Moke, you know, the announcer saying "Boogie," right? They're throwing that out. He's kind of done that before, I guess,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah, with
You can see
Marsh.
them play the Boogie Nights theme.
fun to
and
hear.
all that
Yeah,
stuff.
they'll find out all that stuff.
We're going to take a break. We're going to segment 3. We're going to come back. NFL training camps are open. All sorts of cool things going on and stressful things. Stay with us right here on the Highlands Sports.
Somebody give me a towel. I'm sweating in here.
In need of your high school diploma? Have family, friends, or neighbors that need theirs? Highlands Community Charter and Technical Schools offers adults 22 years of age and older the opportunity to earn your U.S. high school diploma and learn a skill at the very same time, like truck driving, medical assisting, and early childhood education, to name just a few, all at no cost to you. So if you're 22 years of age and older without your U.S. high school diploma and would like to improve the quality of life for you and your family, visit diplomasarebetter.com. That's diplomasarebetter.com and click on the Register Now button. And remember, it's never too late to graduate.
Welcome back to the Highlands Sports Roundtable. Yes, some good stuff going on. Training camp. Everybody's been waiting for the NFL to come back. Niners
Here we
lose
are.
the Super Bowl.
Are you trying to create training camp conditions in here? 'Cause
I'm
this
just saying,
studio is about
we
300
did. I wanted to make
degrees
sure,
today.
you know.
If we look a little shiny, we don't have the makeup. It's already gone because
Yeah.
we're sweating right now. The lights and the heat.
Working on losing a few pounds, and the fact the air conditioning's not working is helping a great deal. So, Hall of Fame game coming up August 1st. Houston versus, the Bears.
The Bears. Oh, yes. I should have known
Bears.
that one. How the Hall of Fame. I can't wait. They're going to kick it off. It's going to be good to see.
Thursday night.
Our first look at
August 1st.
Caleb. Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm excited. I want to see what happens. I know
nervous.
I know everyone thinks that.
You're
How do you
nervous.
guys really think the Bears are going to be that bad with
You're
these
nervous.
guys still? They got to be decent.
They're the Bears.
Well,
Nervous.
Okay.
it's
They're the
Chicago.
Bears.
I have no
get
faith.
it.
I have no faith
Gary,
in
I
this
say
guy.
it's going to be interesting.
I
They
think
should
they're
be
going to
better.
be really good.
They actually have a lot of talent.
We got to
quite
bring back
honestly.
Lovie Smith is what we need to do.
Yeah, they've got a lot of talent.
Bobby Douglas isn't available anymore, so
Yeah.
I can bring Bobby back. The Niners, Ayuik. Franklin, you were a professional athlete. This is an option year kind of for him. He gets the $14.1 million last year of his contract. He wants to renegotiate. He's eligible for an upgrade, and they haven't got it done yet. What's going on there? How is that going to work out?
I mean, he's going to get it done, but these guys, nobody honors contracts anymore. I mean, nobody sees their contracts all the way through.
Interesting.
If a guy signs a 4-year contract, in 2 years he wants a new one.
Yep.
And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's just the way the business cycle has changed.
But when it comes to the NFL, though, the owners don't care about the contracts with the players either. I mean, they'll waive them right away also. I mean, so it is kind of a two-way street, at least in the NFL.
Guys are asking, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they're asking big money now. Where before in football they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. The whole dynamic has shifted big time, and it I don't know. I think it's bad for get it done before camp and get this stuff going because it's bad. I don't think it's good for the sport. I think fans get turned off. And anyway, D-line turnover with the Niners. Okay, we lost our good friend Eric Armstead from Sacramento, but the Niners defensive line the last 2 seasons, you could kind of see it not really as consistent as it could be. You got Bosa, got Hargrave, the Gravedigger. The Niners picked up a couple other really nice additions, vets, but they're really going for it to make that defensive line a weapon.
And they should. They got to do it. I mean, look at the great defenses back in the day. Got to bring up the Bears, the 46. But
Absolutely.
Any defenses, defenses, they eventually win games. If you've got a phenomenal defense, and that's what the Niners were, they built those defenses. Yep. Their offense obviously was as adequate and even better at times, and the defense would save games for these guys. And that's what you need,
Especially at the D-line. Go ahead,
you got to have a good defense.
I'm going to add to that statement. Defense does win games, but more importantly, it wins playoff games.
Oh, good call.
Oh, good call. Yeah, you need it in the playoffs. Yeah,
good call. All right, Scotty, Purdy's backup. Brandon Allen, Josh Dobson, both intriguing, but I think the Niners' depth there is pretty strong.
Ooh, I don't think it matters, quite honestly. I mean, Purdy's going to be the quarterback. Everybody needs a second guy per se, but
now 3 guys. Because you got to keep the third one on the sideline, right?
I can't get too excited about it.
Well, we lost the Super Bowl because we lost our quarterback early, if you remember, a couple years ago. So
didn't have a chance in the Super Bowl.
Yes, but you didn't have a first quarterback that year either. So.
Well, Purdy was the first quarterback in that game.
So we're talking about Garoppolo.
Should have gone with C.J. Beathard.
I wasn't a Garoppolo guy. He wasn't on the roster then.
Should have gone with C.J. Beathard, man, the Iowa guy. He would have won it for you.
There you go. You love those Midwest guys. Okay, it's interesting. So expectations, Frank, you think the Niners can get back to their 3rd Super Bowl in a row and maybe win the 6th?
I think the Niners are real close. They lost the Super Bowl last year, but they close. And I just hope that they keep this team together and build on it a little bit. A lot of times when teams lose in championships, they panic and start making a lot of moves. I'm happy I haven't seen the Niners do that.
Well, Scotty's commented on John Lynch and the organization. 49ers don't panic. I think they just lock and reload.
They're rock solid, but it's Super Bowl or bust. Super Bowl win or bust this year.
It definitely, I think, more pressure this year than ever. Okay, Gary, if they're talking about going to an 18-game schedule now and 2 preseason games, wow.
Ooh, I like that, though. I mean, the preseason, it's just one of those things where obviously they want to make sure who's going to make the roster, who's not going to make the roster. Everybody can look at the players. You run the risk of injury.
Right.
The starters only play a little bit. I like just one warm-up game and get going.
The preseason,
let's go 19.
The preseason has absolutely nothing to do about who can make a roster. That's about getting more games and paychecks for NFL owners.
True. But they're looking, though, aren't they?
They're going to go to an 18-game schedule. The players are just holding back because they're negotiating for money. It comes down to what they're going to be able to collectively negotiate. But it will be an 18-game schedule.
You see them. You see them resting players at that point a little bit, kind of like the NBA did for. Where you
nobody plays in the preseason anymore.
I get that. I'm talking about throughout.
They use their scrimmages now,
right?
And what the players want is 2 bye weeks. That's what they're negotiating for, which I think is a great idea.
It is.
Move back the Super Bowl to President's Day weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Have Monday off, and that's how this should be done.
I like it. The new commissioner of the NFL, Franklin, Mr. Scott Marsh. Good call there.
Bring it, Roger. Call me.
Got my vote.
I like this for fantasy football. Now we get some more games to set our rosters.
All right, $3.44 million. Watch the WNBA. You guys talked about it. The WNBA All-Star Game, $3.44 million.
Yes.
A record.
Yeah. How about that?
Pretty incredible.
And climbing. And climbing.
Wow.
Did you see any of the game at all? Or what did you think about it, Franklin? That's pretty amazing that it's not amazing they beat them because they're the best in the WNBA, but they beat the Olympic team.
I've always loved the WNBA since it started, and I'm not surprised they beat them because they
beat them last time in this game 3 years ago.
The women's game has elevated skill-wise in these last 5 years.
And you're starting
I've never seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, you're starting to see it.
Yeah.
All right, Scotty, real quick, we got to go to the 24 in a minute, but TNT matches the $76 million Amazon.
They
NBC.
claim to have matched.
Got it.
We'll see if that actually happens. I mean, Amazon might
You're not
up their
holding
bid
your
a little bit. No, I don't. TNT's not going to have the games, unfortunately, because I love TNT's coverage. I don't see it happening.
But the potential with the Amazon.
I hope they work something out. I honestly do.
Yeah,
but I don't think it'll happen.
It's not going to happen.
Amazon's a monster.
If we're Prime members, do we get a chance to get on the set or say something?
We'll figure it out.
$15 more a month.
Folks, guess what? We're going to take a break. We're coming back with the best 24 seconds in all of television.
In need of your high school diploma? Have family, friends, or neighbors that need theirs? Highlands Community Charter and Technical Schools offers adults 22 years of age and older the opportunity to earn your U.S. high school diploma and learn a skill at the very same time, like truck driving, medical assisting, and early childhood education, to name just a few, all at no cost to you. So, if you're 22 years of age and older without your U.S. high school diploma and would like to improve the quality of life for you and your family, visit diplomasarebetter.com. That's diplomasarebetter.com and click on the Register Now button. And remember, it's never too late to graduate.
Welcome back to the best 24 seconds in all of television. Franklin Edwards, take it away.
Yes, indeed. I'm going to talk about the NBA's $76 billion media deal. Yes, folks, I did say billion. Listen, my friend Charles Barkley's right. It's not very fan-friendly. However, I do know Adam Silver, and Adam Silver will make adjustments during the course of this agreement, so stay tuned to make it more fan-friendly for the fans.
I like it. Well done, Frank. I like that call. I like it. I hear the buzzer. Here we go. Got it. He is succinct. Tuscotty, take it away.
Yeah, WNBA signed a $2.2 billion deal as well, biggest they've ever signed, showing their continued commitment to the game. But how can Arike Agunabowale not be on the Olympic team? You talk about Caitlin Clark. She had 34 points in the All-Star game. She was the MVP in the 2021 All-Star game, and she gets left off the team again. Come on. That is unfair, John.
Love that WNBA conflict. Here we go.
All right, well, I'm going to shift to another gear because I was going to talk WNBA, but you just did right there, too. First off, congrats to the WNBA All-Stars, but I'm going to go with back to golf. Xander Schauffele, wow, amazing, unbelievable. He has won 2. Earlier on the show, we were talking about, is he the number 1 golfer now? He should be, and he's up there because his game is absolutely amazing. To win 2 in 1 year. Watch out for that guy. He is good. Xander Schauffele, not Scheffler.
Scheffler with a putter.
Wow.
I like it. Yep.
A lot of different subjects here on 24 tonight. Here's my topic. Nate Thurmond, absolute class, character, soulful center for the San Francisco Warriors first, Golden State for many years before they moved him over to Chicago. But Nate's opening night when he was a rookie, 22 points, 14 rebounds, 13 assists, and 12 block shots against Baltimore, the Bullets. And Nate Thurmond, class act, great person, as well as a great basketball player. Well as a great basketball player, and you never want to forget those. And he's probably the most underrated center of all time.
And you forgot, John, he sold 4 baskets of hot dogs and 2 baskets
He
of
probably did all that stuff.
Yes.
6'11", crazy.
2 things before we go. We need someone to operate the clock, and we need AC. And that's it.
Yes.
Then we're good. Then it would be a great day.
And not in that order, please.
And get to the Giants game on Sunday because we have Tyler Rich.
Yes, Tyler.
Who closes our show playing between the doubleheader with the Rockies. Get over to Oracle on Saturday.
Get your Giants country hat after the loss.
Yeah, Saturday the 27th between the doubleheader. Guys, great show this week. Thanks very much.
Yes.
Thanks, Frank, for sitting in.
Yeah.
As always, you brought us up a level. Good job.
Beautiful.
That's going to do it.
Yep.
We will see
We're out
you
of
again
there.
next time on the Highlands Sports Roundtable.
I'm sweaty.
Get out of here.
All we know. Yeah, there's nothing quite like this place that I call home.